So hello, Gabby and Anna. Nice to meet you. Sorry we can't see each other in person. So yes, I'm the bioarchaeology director here at the Office of State Archaeologist at the University of Iowa. We are the repository for ancient human remains in Iowa, and we also have a collection of human remains from a contemporary, partially documented collection, basically medical school cadavers. And so the collection here of ancient remains is subject to NAGPRA. Most of the individuals are Native American, and so we are the institution that primarily submits notices to National NAGPRA for those remains. Iowa is kind of an exemplary state in as far as burial laws go, because we actually had a burial law in place before the NAGPRA Act was enacted in 1990. Ours was established in 1976, and as you've been reading about, I guess, Maria Pearson was primarily influential in that enactment, along with Don Wanatee, who is a Meskwaki tribal member, who is actually still on our advisory council. He's still advising us to this day. And then a few others. So he and Maria were kind of the main drivers of the burial law, and sort of going to the governor of Iowa, basically, and along with the state archaeologist at the time, Dwayne Anderson, they all got together and said that we need some legislation to protect ancient remains, and Native American remains equally, as well as European American remains. So Maria was the driver behind that, and as part of that law, there was kind of a process set out in place, so again, before NAGPRA, for individuals for which we can't determine their cultural affiliation to be reburied in a state-owned cemetery. And now today there's 4 of those around the state in undisclosed locations. So basically to repatriate, reinter individuals, any individuals from context in Iowa, but also individuals for which we don't know much about their ancestry, or can't determine which modern day tribes they should go to. In addition, the law also established our Indian Advisory Council, which I mentioned. Wanatee is still on. Maria Pearson was on it. And then there's been a few sort of rotating members. Right now, Suzanne Wanatee, Don's daughter, and Howard Crow Eagle, who is Navajo and Sioux descendant, is also on our council. So we meet with them every few months or so, along with our colleagues from the State Historic Preservation Office, and anyone else who is sort of working on may be of interest to our advisory council at the time, just to kind of get everybody at the same table regularly to talk about any burial-related issues, mound site-related issues, things like that. The law also made the OSA the primary responsible party for the protection of ancient human remains, and technically the state archaeologist is the one that's named in the law, but he needs some help with that, so my program was basically established out of that law, so basically assistant to the state archaeologist for the protection of human remains in Iowa. That's kind of the gist of the burial law. I feel like I'm kind of rambling, so if you have any more specific questions, that'd be great.
You want to go first?
What were the first steps in getting NAGPRA passed?
The first steps when NAGPRA passed?
Yeah.
Okay. So when NAGPRA was first enacted, I believe institutions and museums who had human remains or funerary objects, anything that falls under NAGPRA, had, they had a deadline. I believe it was a couple years, maybe 2 to 5 years or something like that, to get a inventory of all their collections to NAGPRA, just so that they would at least have an idea of what's where. I believe that I wasn't around here when the act was enacted, so I can't tell you all the details. I came into it kind of late in the game when it was nice and established and had a good running order. But the basic process was to document your whole collection, come up with an inventory of the minimum number of individuals you have from particular sites, list who those individuals are affiliated with, what current tribes, and then those go in, that information essentially is published in the register. And from that point, there are sort of a set of review steps that they go through. Basically, the Federal Register is published very regularly, and tribes can see what is listed in those notices, and then, if they would like, contact the museum themselves. These days, and it's part of NAGPRA to actually, the museum or institution, to initiate the consultation process, to basically notify tribes of notices they're going to publish, and make sure that they know of what's coming and what they could make claims on, or anything else that they might have interest in making claims for. And then once the notice is out there, a claim has been made, then the whole repatriation process can go forward.